Hi, I'm Paula Tupman from the Cranbrook Institute of Science. Did you hear it? Did you see it? That meteor, as it became a meteorite, crashing to the earth. It's the talk of the town. And Rhonda, the hunt is on for pieces.
And it is a windy Wednesday with a warm-up on the way after starting our morning in the single digits. Brandon has your forecast. But first, face-to-face, sharp words pierce the silence of a Lansing courtroom. An inside look at day 2 of the gut-wrenching confirmations and confrontations between sports doctor Larry Nassar and his victims.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
Topping our news this noon, the Metro Detroit Meteor madness continues all across the area as we take a look at the video that came into Local 4 from all over the metro area. On your left, Oakland County, in the middle, the sightings from Macomb County, and on your right, the sightings from Wayne County, showing that flash of light that was felt all across the metro area around 8:15 last night. So now the search for the debris field of that meteor. Paula Tutman picks this up for us live at the Cranbrook Institute of Scientists. And Paula, what are the scientists saying about all this?
Well, you know, this is a really, really exciting event, not only for people out there who want to see a little piece of this, but also for the people who actually study this. Now, of course, as you know, Cranbrook Institute of Science has a wealth of knowledge when it comes to meteors and meteorites. Of course, it becomes a meteorite once it breaks through the atmosphere and crashes to the ground. And so we came here so we could get answers to understand exactly what happened and what we should be looking for. The viewer video and surveillance tape is pretty startling. A flash in the sky. Some people even heard the sonic boom. The meteor, as it entered the Earth's atmosphere, was likely moving about 44 miles per second. As it entered the Earth's atmosphere, it blew up. At Cranbrook Science Institute, geologist and paleontologist John Zawiski explains.
Small asteroid came into the atmosphere. As it came from space into the atmosphere, lots of pressure was put on it because it was traveling through a vacuum, and eventually it exploded above the surface, and rocks rained down probably over a pretty significant area.
He says the actual hit or epicenter took place somewhere in Macomb County in the area of 26 Mile and Card Roads. Based on NASA photos that saw it entering our atmosphere, before it entered, it probably weighed about a ton and was perhaps the size of a Volkswagen Beetle or a little smaller. Think about this. A meteor 14 times larger is what actually took out the dinosaurs.
You can find that spot quite easily. You can go on Google Earth and see exactly where that earthquake epicenter was, and the strewn field is likely associated with that epicenter.
How could it trigger an earthquake? So what about it triggered that earthquake?
Well, a sonic boom and also the rocks striking the Earth's surface. You understand, a magnitude earthquake you wouldn't feel, but seismic sensors can pick that up.
Okay, and you might be able to pick up a couple of pieces if you know what you're looking for. And so this is an example. These are two different kinds of meteorites, but this is an example probably of what people might be looking for. It's going to actually be heavier than what it looks like. It's also going to be magnetized. And so my understanding is, and listen, the debris field is very, very large apparently. And so as you're looking for it, if you can find a magnet or something and look for rocks that have slight magnet appeal, then you might actually be able to find a piece of this meteorite. Rhonda?
Pretty exciting, Paula. Thank you. And we also have comprehensive coverage of this, including all the viewer video that we received. It's all on our homepage at clickondetroit.com. Plus this, our meteorologist Paul Gross is going to be doing a live webcast at 1 p.m. on clickondetroit.com. He'll talk more about the science behind meteors. So with that said, let's get to our meteorologist Brandon Rue. I know we're talking all about what happened yesterday, but what about today? A frigid start, but a warm-up too?
Yeah, it is. One last thing I wanted to bring up with this. Paul is going to be doing this live webcast on clickondetroit.com and the Local 4 Facebook page. Just so you know, there's a lot of information about what happened last night at about 8 p.m. Basically, the name meteorologically, a bolide. This is a bright light, and explosive sound as the terminal explosion of this meteor in the atmosphere comes into play. Again, an earthquake caused by this way above the ground. Paul will make sense of that. Also talking about different sizes of meteorites, what to look for, where it may be. Is it over in Weberville? Is it over near Mount Clemens? I've heard different reports from different people. Anyway, tune into that 1 o'clock. Click on Detroit. Temperatures in the teens starting to finally warm up. We do still have single-digit wind chills out there. Getting a little bit of sun right now, and temperatures heading into the middle 20s. But we're going to have these 10 to 20 mile an hour winds making things feel cooler. Rhonda, I do have promising warming numbers heading into the weekend.
All right, looking forward to that. Thank you very much, Brandon. Meanwhile, our breaking news of the victims of Larry Nassar are once again packed into a Lansing courtroom to come face to face with the man who's admitted to sexually abusing them. Today is day 2 of Larry Nassar's sentencing hearing. He pled guilty to sexually assaulting young girls under the guise of medical treatment. The Ingham County judge overseeing the case, though, decided to give every single victim an opportunity to address him before he's sentenced. Today, the prosecutor said the number of victims speaking is now up to 101 total. Nassar is being forced to sit in the witness box just feet away from the victims, one of which is a middle school teacher who's reminded every day of how young she was when she was abused.
I remember my students asking me if I was okay because it was obvious that I was in a daze. See, I'm a middle school teacher and I teach 12, 13, and 14-year-old kids every day. And every single day when I look at them, I am faced with the reality of how young and defenseless we were when Larry molested us.
Nassar sentencing is scheduled to go on through Friday. He will actually be sentenced sometime on Friday afternoon. The stakes couldn't be any higher at the White House today. The president and Congress have just 2 days to avert a government shutdown, both sides trying to use that battle as leverage in the ongoing immigration fight. Meanwhile, President Trump's former chief strategist, Steve Bannon, has found himself right in the middle of the Russia investigation. Today, Steve Bannon back in the spotlight after a marathon 9.5-hour meeting with House investigators looking into Russian election meddling on Tuesday. Now, new details about the days leading up to that testimony. According to a source familiar with the matter, FBI agents showed up at Bannon's home last week, hoping to serve him with a subpoena from the Office of Special Counsel Robert Mueller. Bannon directed the FBI to contact his new attorney, according to 2 sources, teeing up what could be a face-to-face encounter between the former White House chief strategist and Mueller's team. Meanwhile, 2 sources familiar with Tuesday's hearings on Capitol Hill tell NBC News Bannon told the White House Intelligence Committee the White House told him not to answer questions about his time working alongside President Trump. That prompting the House Intelligence Committee to issue a subpoena of its own, demanding more information.
This is the broadest effort to effectively gag a witness that we have seen.
Press Secretary Sarah Sanders on defense.
No one's encouraged him to be anything but transparent.
This all comes amid a fierce fight on Capitol Hill, with Republicans scrambling to avoid a government shutdown, pushing for a short-term spending deal that would fund the government for 4 more weeks, while extending health care for low-income children for 6 years. But it would punt on the most divisive issue of DACA, the program which protects individuals known as dreamers, the 800,000 undocumented immigrants brought to the U.S. illegally as children, a program set to expire this spring. Overnight, Republicans daring Democrats to vote against it.
It'll be pretty obvious if the government does shut down who's responsible.
And the Senate's top Democrat sending this message to the president after President Trump reportedly expressed a preference for European immigrants over those from Africa during an immigration meeting with lawmakers last Thursday.
If you want to begin the long road back to prove you're not prejudiced or bigoted, Support the bipartisan compromise that 3 Democrats and 3 Republicans have put before you.
And it's that he said, she said over whether President Trump called African nations expletive countries that initially derailed the budget talks.
This has turned into a show.
Those sharp words during a Capitol Hill hearing with Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen, who was pressed about the details of that explosive Oval Office meeting.
Let's see, strong language there was, apologies, I don't remember specific word.
New Jersey Senator Cory Booker wasn't buying it.
Your silence and your amnesia is complicity.
And we do have some more breaking news this noon on the Steve Bannon subpoena situation. Bannon has a deal with the special counsel's team to be interviewed by prosecutors in the Russia probe and will avoid a grand jury for now. More than 100 local protesters braved the frigid temperatures this morning, single digits, for a DREAM Act rally at Central United Methodist Church in Detroit. The group, led by Reverend W.J. Rideout of then marched down Woodward Avenue, chanting, "What do we want justice when we do want it now?" The group is urging federal lawmakers to make the DACA fix, including protection for young undocumented immigrants and legislation to keep the government running. Happening right now at our nation's Capitol building in Washington, D.C., several community leaders and activists supporting the DREAM Act have taken over the rotunda. 15 to 20 people have been arrested while singing, "We shall not be removed. We shall not be moved." The protesters are refusing to leave until a DREAM Act is passed. Still to come here on your Wednesday, after weeks of silence on the Matt Lauer sexual harassment allegations and his firing, former Today Show anchor Ann Curry breaks her silence. We'll tell you what she had to say. Plus, making moves, what North Korea and South Korea are doing at the Olympics that marks a seismic shift in relations. And a quick programming note about tonight. A special Dateline Detroit will be showcasing the newest technology in today's cars and how it keeps families safe. Be sure to catch Dateline Detroit all about autos tonight at 8. Kimberly and Devin will be hosting. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. Developing from the Korean Peninsula, we have just learned that North and South Korea will march together under one flag at the Winter Olympics. The diplomatic breakthrough happened after days of talks between the two countries. They will also field a joint North and South Korean women's ice hockey team for the Olympics. North Korea will also send around 230 supporters to cheer on its athletes. This comes 1 week after South Korea's president said that he believed U.S.-led sanctions played a key role in motivating North Korea to agree to the nearly unprecedented meetings. Ann Curry, she is breaking her silence in her first television interview since leaving NBC back in 2015. Nearly 2 months after her former colleague and co-anchor Matt Lauer was fired, Curry told CBS This Morning's host Norah O'Donnell that she's not surprised to hear the sexual harassment allegations against him, who's making a return to TV. And Curry, with her new PBS show, Will Meet Again, was with NBC's Today show for 15 years. Interesting. Still to come, people who clench or grind their teeth at night could get relief from an unlikely source. What procedure could help? Plus, Brandon, talk to us about this warm-up.
Well, you know, you're looking over the Great Lakes region right now, and it's teens, wind chills, single digits. It's a slow warming up as we look forward. We're going to tap into some nice temps in the 7-day and a weekend wallop. What will it be next?
Kickoff 20.
Good Wednesday afternoon, everybody. I'm local forecaster Brandon Rue, getting you set for the rest of the week. We've been promising a warm-up. Just be patient with us. I know you always are, and we love you for that. 17 degrees. Southwest winds are 10. We are getting some gusts of 20 in parts of Oakland County, out in Washtenaw County, and wind chills in the single digits. We do get some sunshine, which helps the spirit. A little vitamin D never hurts. The wind, though, will sort of counteract the warming temperatures. The winds out of the southwest coming all across land into southeastern lower. Parts of Ontario may not quite warm up as much today, but I think almost a moot point because of the wind, making it feel that much cooler. And there is a little bit of snowpack still down south in spots, so it's not like it's coming over warmer land. But nonetheless, we are seeing warmer air from the south that is going to continue to pump in here over the next few days. 25 is an improvement from yesterday. 10 to 20 mile an hour winds out of the southwest, gusting at times 20 to 30, so a little pesky on the breeze. 15 degrees overnight, not as cold, but still a little bit breezy. So wind chills sub-zero in some spots early on your Thursday morning as you're heading out and about. The winds are squeezing through an area of high and low pressure. High pressure is building in, so nicer weather is to come with the warmer air. Jet stream is the responsible meteorological reason why it carries our weather systems around. This jet stream of air up at 30,000 feet is going to lift farther north, and that allows some of this warmer air to come in here, especially Friday and then into Saturday, setting up for a really nice weekend, at least for the first half. Friday and Saturday should be great. Tomorrow's 31, but still breezy and feeling noticeably cooler than that 31. Friday, we'll get into more sunshine, 37, 42 on Saturday. But watch out Sunday here. This could be a little wintry mix. Luckily, it's not all snow because it could be a decent one here for Sunday and Monday. But light rain showers on Sunday with 45 degrees and gets heavier as low pressure comes back into play Monday, Rhonda. I think heavy rain Monday morning, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder.
Brandon, thank you. So the question is, do you clench or grind your teeth at night? Well, you could get relief from a very unlikely drug. A little Botox apparently may help that. That is according to a small new study that was done from Houston's Methodist Hospital in Texas. Researchers injected either Botox or placebo into the chewing muscles of 22 people. 2 months later, the Botox group was less likely to grind their teeth and had less jaw pain. Experts say the drug blocks the signals that tell jaw muscles to contract. Might be worth a try. Still to come, secret menu, what Starbucks is serving up that has fans of a certain fantasy series excited.
100 points.
For any fans of Harry Potter, the Starbucks secret menu has 4 items just for you.
They have a secret menu?
Yes, not secret anymore.
Why didn't they tell us? Oh, it's secret. Well, according to an unofficial secret website, the new drinks are the Butterbeer Latte, the Butterbeer Frappuccino, Harry Potter's Pumpkin Juice, and the Polyjuice Frappuccino. However, you can't just walk up and order the items by name. You have to know how to order them. For example, get a Butterbeer Frappuccino, ask for a Cremi Frappuccino. The accent helps. You don't have to tip as much. With 3 pumps each of caramel toffee nut syrups and caramel drizzle on top.
Thanks for the
pirate?
Yeah.
I don't know. Harry Potter.
It works. You might want to check out that Starbucks secret menu website for all the recipes so that you know exactly what to ask your barista for.
It's a secret.
Thanks for being with us, everybody, for Local 4 News at noon. We hope that you'll come back and see us tomorrow morning for Local 4 News today and also later today at 4, 5, and 6 with the Local 4 team. Have a great day, everybody.